welcome to the second part of the UFC 298 breakdown. The first video, if you're on TikTok, there's music there. Please catch this on YouTube. The link is on my TikTok video. If you're on YouTube, then you're on the right track. Now looking at the co-main event, we've got Robert Whittaker versus Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa has been out for a while, which is one of the weaknesses that I listed. But let's look at their numbers. Paulo Costa has 14 wins and 2 losses. One of them against Easy, which was, I think, 2 fights ago. Yeah, for him. And then we've got Robert Whittaker, the Reaper, who has 25 wins, 7 losses. Robert Whittaker has 10 knockouts, 5 subs, 2 first-round finishes, and 9 decisions. These 9 decisions, I think, they are really important when looking at who is fighting now, which is Paulo Costa. They both have the gas tank, that's for sure. But I will say that Paulo Costa is a good chin. So these 9 decisions which Robert Whittaker went to, I think this will be his 10th decision if he goes there, because he's also a tough fighter. So looking at the takedown defense for Robert Whittaker, he's got 83% takedown defense. Looking at Paulo Costa, 79 takedown defense, meaning they've got good defenses. While Paulo Costa has 75% takedown accuracy, he doesn't shoot as much as Whittaker, but whenever he shoots, he excels most of the time, more often than not. And while Whittaker has 39 takedown defense, probably shoots more, does go for half takedowns, so probably those count as also takedowns which have failed. So yeah, you cannot really judge Robert Whittaker's takedowns using those numbers, but I think Paulo Costa's defense will be very important. The takedown defense will be very important in this fight. Looking now at their striking accuracy in terms of significant strikes, Paulo Costa has a high output in terms of significant strikes per minute, while also has a lot of significant strikes, what can I say, absorbed per minute, while he also has high significant strike landed per minute. So this goes on to show that Paulo Costa, as much as he goes out there, bangs and all that, takes it in the chin, he's really open to get knocked out, which is why guys like Easy, who are counter strikers, are able to, I think, will be able to get one over him, because he goes out there, puts it all out, is one person who can risk it all. So I think that will be one of his disadvantages. He goes out there, he's not afraid to risk it all, you know. So, but it's also an advantage in some way, because he's got power, he hits hard. Also, Robert Whittaker, I think he has one pattern which I think will be a problem if he continues with like this with every fighter. That oblique kick, you know, he throws all the time. That will really get him caught. I think most people are getting used to it. Most people are reading into it, are trying to get, you know, how can we try and defend that, because it's a very dangerous weapon, but he throws it a lot for my liking. And now let me look at some of the Robert Whittaker's strengths. Robert Whittaker has speed, that's for sure, and I think that will kind of throw Paulo Costa off, because Paulo Costa is also not that much of a technical fighter. He fights everyone the same way. So that's what I can say. That Robert Whittaker's speed will be his strength. Striking combinations, he mixes things up nicely. And if he chooses Paulo Costa's legs, I mean, I think this will be an easy one for him if he could chew Paulo Costa's legs, just like the way Easy did. Chew up Paulo Costa's leg, mix it up, the combinations, striking combination. Once in a while, I'd say maybe once in a round you can throw that oblique kick, but we'll see. Also, Robert Whittaker has good cardio, as I said, goes to a decision a lot, has fought a lot of 5 rounds. First one, okay, the one against DDP didn't go his way. Second round, got knocked out. The one against Vittori went to a decision. Adesanya, it was a close decision, which most people, I think, I myself, I think he won that fight. But to each his own. Gastelum, that was schooling for Gastelum. Kenenye, yep, that was another one where we went to a decision. The Rentil. So basically, it goes to a decision a lot. Last time he finished the fight, or when was it? He hasn't finished the fight in the last, I think it's 7 fights, 2 losses in the middle of that. So it also makes me wonder in terms of will he be able to finish a guy like Costa, who has a good chin. Costa, I believe, has a good chin and good takedown defense. But because I would say maybe if he could take Costa down, maybe exert his way down on the ground. But we must also remember that Paulo Costa is a black belt. I think most of us don't look at Paulo Costa's black belt and acknowledge that, okay, maybe on the ground he might be good. But yeah, I think just like Makasev said, everybody has a black belt now. But yeah, that's one thing to also acknowledge, that Paulo Costa is a black belt and he might use it down there, if Whittaker decides to go down, take it to the ground. Pause. Okay, yeah. And also now, Whittaker's fight IQ, he has a very, very high fight IQ, Rob Whittaker. Now looking at Rob Whittaker's weaknesses, obviously the well-known weapon, as I said, and he takes a lot of leg kicks. Robert Whittaker. But I think in this case, both of them, Paulo Costa and Robert Whittaker, whoever throws more, I think whoever decides to throw more of the leg kicks, he'll definitely be one up on the other. Whoever decides to throw more of the leg kicks, which I think might be Rob, but I don't know. Because also the fight against DDP, you saw Rob there got touched a lot with those leg kicks. And he wasn't really checking them or anything. So they're up there, they're out there for the taking for anyone who's really gonna throw them. Also against Dizzy, you all know that. So if I was gonna go for pick in terms of who's gonna win in this fight, I'd say Rob by decision or Costa by TKO. Costa by TKO or Rob by decision. It's hard seeing Rob finishing this fight. But also Paulo Costa, the fight against Luke Rockholm, he was supposed to finish that fight too. Both fighters, I really believe that they'll go to a decision. If it was I'm not sure, is it a 3-round or 5-round? Yeah, but if it was a 3-round, I would have said definitely decision. But because I think it's a 5-rounder, most likely I'd go with Rob winning it. Most people are counting Rob out, saying probably might be washed or what, but I think Rob will win this one. Yeah. The Reaper. Now moving on to the next fight, the main event of the records are 26-3 for Alexander Volkanoski and 14-0 for Ilia Topuria, who's undefeated, very confident going to this fight. Most people are already putting his pictures and actions, comparing them to Conor McGregor, the way he talks, the grabbing of the belt, where I saw they put a picture of Ilia Topuria, the video of Ilia Topuria grabbing the belt from Volk, and then also Conor McGregor grabbing it from Aldo. So yeah, it's got a lot of hype, and I think this will be a make or break situation. It's either he'll be biggest star, one of the biggest stars if he wins this one, the way he approached this fight, because they can't afford to lose after all this high, after all he did, all this build up. I think he will definitely have to win this one somewhere. I don't know, but somewhere he has to win this one. Okay, now we'll look at Alexander Volkanoski has 13 knockouts, 3 subs, and 7 first round finishes, while Ilia Topuria has 4 knockouts, 8 subs, 9 first round finishes, 1 decision. Sorry guys, with the music, it's also distracting me, but yeah, it's my neighbor. Yeah, it's my neighbor. Okay, looking at the significant strikes landed for Alexander Volkanoski, has high output, 6.19 significant strikes landed per minute. In terms of like significant strikes, that's all I look at, not all like strikes landed. I mean, not all strikes are thrown out, but only the ones that are significant. While he has also a low, I'd say, for a person who has this high output, it's a low. Also strikes absorbed, which is 3.42 significant strikes absorbed per minute. So that's very good. Shows that he knows how to defend himself. He has 38% takedown accuracy, while also 70% takedown defense, which is really good. I think most of it became lower against Makhachev, because Makhachev did get a couple of takedowns against Volk, not a couple, a lot, because a couple will be like 1 or 2, I'd say 2 or 3, but it's more than that. And then looking at Ilia Topuria, he has 93% takedown defense, which is very, very good for someone who has 8 subs. I think when you're looking at numbers, it's making this to become a really, really a good fight, because when looking at these numbers, you're starting to think to yourself, is this a situation where everyone is talking about Ilia Topuria's boxing, and then he comes out and subs Volk? I think this is one of the situations where I think if you're a betting guy or betting person, I think you can take a risk with Ilia Topuria's win by submission. I'm not sure how our stats standing, but Ilia Topuria was closing the gap in terms of being at the underdog. He was closing the gap against Volk, but now it went back to its normal. I think it's not a big underdog, but yeah, he's a bit of an underdog, which before I was like, why are they giving Ilia Topuria so much? But after watching some of his fights, I'm thinking to myself, okay, this will be a very, very entertaining fight, and anything can happen. Ilia Topuria, finishing ability, good boxing on the ground is good. So his boxing against Ahmed really showed that, okay, he can stand there for as long as possible. Cardio was tested. He going into the 5th round, he looked fresh. But we must also acknowledge the fact that obviously if you are the one dictating the fight, you are less likely to get tired than if you are on a 50-50 fight where the person you're fighting is also, giving you something to think about, like giving you some hard time. You'll definitely get more fatigue than, when we are fighting, you're controlling the pace of the fight, you are the one, dictating everything. So Okay, looking at who the guys have fought, we'll look at Alexander Volkanoski fought against Makachev last time he was out. No, that didn't go well. TKO loss, which was first in a while. Most guys don't do that to Volk, but yeah, it was Makachev on the higher weight class. So it's kind of different coming back down. He's fighting someone his size. That's a new situation for Volk. I haven't seen him fight anyone his size, I think. So yeah, that's once in a while, situation. Looking at who he fought before that, Yair Rodriguez, showed us, why he's the greatest, who fought on the fight of the year against Makachev. Before that, it was Max, which was a schooling, guys. Now starting to think about it, before the Makachev, except for the Makachev fight, Volk, for me, if it wasn't for the fact that he fought Makachev, I think Volk would be a big favorite coming to this fight. A very big favorite coming to this fight. Because before the Makachev fight, the first Makachev fight, looking at Volk, he schooled Max. What he did to Zombie. He came out of that triangle against Brian Ortega. Was it? Yeah, triangle, and also I think it was a what was it? A naked choke. Yeah, I think it was a naked choke. This crazy guy came out of those subs. I mean, Ortega is very good with subs, guys. Ortega is no bum when it comes to subs. And then before that, it was Max twice. Was it Max twice? Oh, yeah, I think it was Max twice. And then it was Aldo Mendes. Yep, it was like that. So, looking at those fights before fighting Makachev, Volk has been like trained, just hitting everybody non-stop, running everybody over. So for me, I think he still has a chance in this fight. That's why I'm thinking, okay, it's a different weight class, the fighter his size. There's a lot of things I think that will work for him, that he will not have to worry about the distance or not as much as he would fighting bigger guys, and all that. Taking him down. I don't think Ilia Topuria could bully Volk in terms of takedowns and all that. So yeah, I think most people are counting Volk out. And I'm really not. I'm actually favoring Volk over Topuria, as much as Topuria is in a situation where he has no choice but to win. I don't think he'll lose. I don't think he'll win. Obviously, he's becoming the betting favorite. Volk can get in. Oh, actually, Volk can get a up kick finish. Looking at how Topuria stands, kind of like his head for me is open for an up kick. Who was he fighting? I think he was fighting Mitchell. Was it Mitchell? No, I don't think it was Mitchell. I think it was Herbert. Yeah, I think it was Herbert. I think it was Herbert. He did throw some up kicks, but they obviously didn't land. But for me, it was like if he was fighting someone who was committing into those up kicks, he can really get caught, with those up kicks. But besides that, he had great head movement. Ilia Topuria, both fighters actually, even Volk, they are very active, defensive wise, attacking wise. Yeah, they are very active fighters. Looking at another thing, all his UFC finishes have been in the second round. Ilia Topuria, all his finishes been in the second round maximum. There's no fight where it went past third round and he got a fit. Oh, I've watched, in the UFC that it went past the third round and he got a finish. Most of them is like first round, second round finishes. Otherwise, it goes to decision, which was against Image. And then after, before that, they've all been below two rounds or less. Yeah, 2 rounds or less, not below 2 rounds or less. So yeah, Volk changed his stance a lot. Might get on Tupuria's head. We saw against who was fighting Yair Rodriguez, Volk was changing his stance a lot. And also looking at how Volk fights, I don't know if it was a Yair Rodriguez thing or what, but when Yair Rodriguez started, trying to give it his all, trying to bully Volk, he was more successful than when he was fighting backwards against Volk or letting Volk, put pressure. So I think that will be a very important thing to look at for Ilia Topuria, putting in the pressure, on Volk. I think he will be successful. But also Ilia Topuria has some nasty, nest of beautiful counter punches. Yeah, he has beautiful counter punches when picking up. And also now, let me fix this. Hopefully it's now fine. Okay, now also looking at for both are good everywhere, that's for sure. Volt fight IQ will need to show itself in this fight. Very important for Volk to show why he is the great. And if the Volk who comes out now is the Volk who fought against Ortega, that guy who is unfinishable. Ortega tried subs, all that. If the same Volk comes up, I think Ilia Topuria will have a problem, because I think Ilia Topuria probably is coming this fight thinking, everyone's talking about my boxing. I've got 8 sub wins by subs. So you must think for yourself that, okay, maybe this guy might come here and play this fight on the ground. As much as he knows that it's a danger zone, Volk is very, very good in the ground, defensive wise, defending subs. Volk is very good. But he might think to himself, maybe I might take that risk. Yep. Yeah, and that's it for breakdowns in terms of what I think of these fighters and how they can win against each other, who's good where and all that. So my pick for this fight is Alexander Volkanoski by TKO. I think Volk will knock down Topuria and then ground and pound for victory. I don't see him subbing Topuria. I don't see Volk subbing Topuria. He has 3 subs, and I haven't seen Volk, going for subs like that on the ground. So I think I'll go with Volk for 3rd, 4th, 5th round knockout or TKO. Why will Ilia Topuria, if you are a person who's favoring Ilia Topuria, if he is gonna do it, it's gonna be the 1st round or 2nd round. That's one thing I'm gonna say about Ilia Topuria. It's gonna be 1st round or 2nd round. So yep, that was my breakdown for this fight, and I hope you enjoyed or got some benefit, in terms of the fighters themselves. Now you know better maybe about Volk or Ilia Topuria if you haven't seen them fight before. And then you can make better decisions if you're better, or you can go to watch this fight with better knowledge, of each fighter. Thank you. MMA One Way signing out.